My mama called, seen you on TV, said shit done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was young, they said I won't be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. They never had the dedication. People hate and say they changed. Hey, look, we made it. Hey, we made it. The first movie I was ever in, I was 18 years old. It was a made-for-TV Showtime movie. I played a Polish cleaning woman in Chicago who gets kidnapped, held hostage, and then shot and killed by Tony Plana. There was a Oscar-winning actor who will remain nameless, who was the detective that was going to get to the bottom of all of it. I shot for 5 days. The first 2 days were The second 2 days were fall very carefully into a pool of Caro syrup blood. And then the last day was gurney, sheet over my head, whisked away. My mom was so excited that she invited the entire family over on the premiere night. Granny's, auntie, everybody made a big dinner at 8 o'clock when it was set to start. Luckily, I was in the first 5 minutes of the movie, so if it was terrible, we could turn it off. We all sat down very excitedly, and when it came to my part, the entire thing got cut out. All you saw was me dead in a pool of blood, gurney, sheet over my head, whisked away. My granny said, "Is that it?" To which I said, "Well, there was all of this other stuff. It must have gotten cut out." My mom said, "So who wants dessert?" My giant big break that had seemed like such a huge success at the time, in that moment got crumpled into this tiny failure. And I made a determination in that moment that I would never, ever, ever, ever tell anybody when I was going to be on TV ever again, so that I could watch it first and make sure that I hadn't been cut out of it. The second part of that story, which I don't often tell, is that my Oscar-winning co-star at the end of shooting invited me back to his Oakwood apartment because he thought I had real talent and wanted to talk to me about the future of my career. The Oakwood Apartments, for those who don't know, used to be next door to Warner Brothers and were temporary housing for anybody who was coming into town to work. I said, "Why don't we meet in the commissary instead?" And he said, "Oh, no, the commissary is very busy. Don't you know I'm busy and important, and people would be interrupting us. I find you very interesting, and I think that you have a lot of talent. I'd like to dedicate time and have real focus on you. So come to the Oakwood Apartments tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Don't be late. I will leave a drive-on for you at the security gate." So the next day I pulled up to the Oakwood Apartments at 7:15. I was late because I was having a big fight with my boyfriend at the time, who kept telling me, "He just wants to sleep with you." And I said, "He doesn't want to sleep with me. I mean, he's older than my dad. He has an Oscar, for God's sake. Of course he is a professional, and I'm a professional now too. He's taken an interest in me. I have to take advantage of this opportunity, and if I'm uncomfortable, then I will just leave." When I pulled up to the gate, the security guard handed me the telephone, which he was on, and he said, "Listen, lady, I don't wait for anybody, certainly not a nobody. And in the future, you might want to rethink taking fuller advantage of the opportunities that are afforded to you, rather than squandering them." And then he hung up the phone. Click. It was a power play, for sure. And it actually kind of worked a little bit because I was only 18 and I didn't realize it for what it was. And at that moment, I made another determination. I should take fuller advantage of the opportunities that are afforded to me. And in that moment, my dream, which had been housed inside of me so safely, knowing that I have everything that I need inside of me to do everything that I want, and that I contain already everything I need to go where I want to go in the world. That click on the phone clicked open my dream, and it started to kind of move outside of me. And over the years, I started to chase that dream outside of me as if it was something that I needed to catch. As if people had something that I needed that I didn't already possess. As if opportunities were something that were going to be bestowed upon me rather than something I was creating for myself. And I started to recognize in language reflected back to me things in conversations that looked like, so what are you up to these days? What are you working on? What are you doing? As a reflection of my own feeling of my own success won't be decided on by myself. Other people are going to determine it for me and decide it for me and define it for me. That restlessness that grew in my life was from constantly seeking something over there and looking for every opportunity, thinking that I wasn't the master of my own destiny anymore, that it was something out there. You know, when you live in a culture that celebrates success and results and not failure and process, it's a hard thing to recognize it in yourself. And it's taken me a really, really long time and a lot of work to take that power back and to pull it all back inside of myself. And also, by the way, in case anybody doesn't know, no professional person has ever or will ever invite you to their lodging for a professional meeting, especially not after you express your discomfort at the thought of it. So, just in case you were confused, that's not a thing. That was the first time that happened. It certainly wasn't the last. So, it took a little time to rein those things back in. Failure is something that I just wanted to talk about for a little bit today, because as long as you don't give up, failure is actually the thing that we all should be celebrating, because it's the building block of every success in life. That's how you practice, is by failing. And I've decided that that is the thing that we should be celebrating over and over again, because that's the thing that makes your successes. It's how you figure out how to win. And if I'm falling flat on my face, then I took a risk. And as my coach says, if I am creating an environment for certainty, then the chances are I can fail. And if I'm failing, I'm winning. You know, if you don't share your failures with people, they don't ever know how big your successes are. And if you don't share your pain with people, they don't know what your happiness is. Don't share your disappointment with people. Well, hell, they don't know what your wins are. So, you know, I had this dream the other day, and the dream was that I was standing on the top of a mountain. It was actually Runyon Canyon, but I'd climbed to the top, and then this voice inside of me said, turn around and look, and you'll see. And I looked back, and it was overlooking Hollywood, except that really it was like a drive-in movie theater screen. And on the screen, it was showing me my life. And it was showing me my life like I'd never seen it before, in a perspective that of what it really is, reframing all of the things that I thought were failures. It was fucking awesome. And then I was surrounded by all these other hikers, but they were on treadmills in place, and they were facing up the hill, and they were falling on the treadmill over and over and over again. And they were bloodied and they were bruised, and they just kept getting up and then falling down again and getting up, falling down again. And I looked at him and said, no, stop. You don't have to climb anymore. Just stop and turn around and you'll see. You'll see it. And they said, no, because I'm not there yet. And I realized that I couldn't help them because they didn't see it, and they couldn't be still yet because they didn't know that they didn't have to act out of fear yet. Yeah. Stillness. It's enough, actually. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Not just stillness alone, but actually my hair, because I just cut all of my hair off. And it's as short as it was when I was 18 again. I haven't had it this short since I was 18. So I'm meeting that 18-year-old girl again. And that 18-year-old girl who knew that she didn't need anything outside of herself, that she had everything that she needed, she's teaching me what stillness is again. And that I'm actually enough, all on my own. So what I wanted to say is that for anyone out there who feels like maybe it's not enough at the end of the day, and that it's never going to be enough, and that maybe you're not enough, no matter what you do, you are. It's enough. All of it's enough. You're loved. No matter what you do, you don't have to do anything to actually be lovable or to be enough. I know someone out there maybe needs to hear that. I know I need to hear it all of the time. And that you don't have to act out of fear. You can just stop. And that you can choose whatever you want to choose because it's your choice. And I say, congratulations. You worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. Enough. You're enough. It's enough. You're loved. Give yourself a fucking break. Yeah, celebrate that. Congratulations. 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 People hate and they're always gonna hate. They're gonna hate. They are. Fuck them. That's what I say. I say fail away. Fail away. Hey, look, we made it. Congratulations.